What's up, guys? Fish Tank Dave here with another video, and a lot has happened. You're probably wondering, what is this? It's a rack that I got off of Facebook Marketplace, and it was actually part of a deal. This is actually steel. It's extremely heavy and extremely durable. I sanded it down and I repainted it, kind of refinished it, took it outside with an electric sander and just went to town on it. It took about a couple hours to get it right. And, you know, it doesn't look like it's that big of a stand. It looks like it was a custom stand made for 20-gallon longs. I did cut a piece of wood on here to actually fit this 20-gallon high. I'll probably switch that later and end up putting another 20-gallon long on the top of it. But so I've refinished that, and then that 20-gallon long was included with this rack. I had two other 20-gallon longs, but they were so old that they ended up cracking and breaking. So that wasn't good. So even though it was, I think I got it off the marketplace for, I want to say $60. Maybe it was $80 for the stand and three 20-gallon longs. Two of them broke, like I said. But these guys here are from the actual pond outside. And we did have one casualty. One of the females actually came back with dropsy, which that does happen every now and again. And I did try to medicate her. I tried to give her an actual medication dip for about a half an hour to an hour to see if that would help. And unfortunately, the next day she was gone. So it does happen from time to time. But other than that, everyone else is doing really good. You can see tons of little babies in here. Bunch of little babies in here. There's tons of them, tons of them. And this is what I've been trying to line breed right here. Is you can see this Endler right here is he's a cobra snake pattern, but he ends up having orange at the end of his tail, which looks so awesome. Like, it's hard to focus on them because they're so fast, but yeah, looks really, really good. Even the females, as you can see, have more color, like half black with like a yellow tail. And for an Endler to have, an Endler female to actually have good color is pretty rare. I mean, you could look at that and say, hey, that's actually a pretty good looking female Endler right there. So these are some of the male juveniles right now growing up, or just starting to show the pattern. I'm really, really crossing my fingers hoping that they're going to get the orange. I don't know yet. They might not. But it's still one step closer. So I'm going for it. I'm trying. Hopefully it'll end up working out. And yeah. Next tank is actually shell dwellers. These are Neolampris multifasciatus. And no, that's not a flesh-eating disease. That is the name of these fish here. Otherwise known as multis. I actually picked up part of the colony and actually the shells from a friend, and picked up 4 more juveniles from somebody else and mixed them together and kind of put them all in at the same time type of thing. That way they wouldn't establish any territories or anything like that. And it's seeming to work out. It's actually working out. These guys are doing really good. And yeah, I did use aragonite sand here to buffer the pH from the tap. Our water's about 7.2, 7.0, around there. And the last time I checked the pH in this tank, it was 7.8, if not 8, which is really perfect for these guys. We already do have hard water here, so this is just a win-win. This right here is actually petrified wood. That rock right there, it actually came from a Facebook find as well. I think I got that packaged in with something else. And yeah, these guys are doing really, really good. They're actually really fun to watch. They haven't been really moving anything around yet. I'm really waiting for that. I can't wait till they start moving the sand and all. I really want them to, because I want to see what they do. So far, no moving of the sand or anything. They have grown quite a bit in here as well. I've been, every now and again, I'll feed them actually live baby brine shrimp, and they've been just going nuts for it. So the bottom tank is actually, let's see. Can't see any of them right now because they're over there. I'm hoping they'll come out if we just stay quiet. Yeah, they're in that corner over there. These guys are skiffia multipunctata. I think I'm saying that right. These are one of the rare Livebearers that I got. Rare Livebearer find right here. These guys are actually really gorgeous. We ended up seeing some of the, on the west side of the state, I ended up going to a fish swap that was 2.5 hours away. And I knew that they actually had more Livebearers over there on the west side of the state. They actually have more Livebearers. So I went over there, and yeah, it's ended up getting this. You can see here from well, you can't read that, but it's skiffia multipunctata, speckled softened Goodid. Location Largo de Camuquero, Mexico, and then it says Lambert 1990, ESU SKIMU1. I forgot what ESU means, but yeah, these guys are actually really gorgeous, and they look amazing. They really do. I'm surprised they're not in the hobby more. One of the males is actually, these guys have been more skittish than everything else, but yeah, I'm so happy to have them. The Goodieds, if you do not know what they are a type of Livebearer from Central America. A lot of the fish are on the CARES list, which is basically the extinct or endangered species list. This fish is actually on the CARES list. So this fish is definitely something that is either endangered or extinct in the wild, and it's just a cool feeling to be like, yeah, I got those in my basement. I could just come down here and see them anytime I want, you know. So they're going to warm up a little bit more. I'll definitely do an update on these guys. I got 2 pairs. The guy that was selling them, he wasn't even, we got there a little early, and all the vendors were kind of setting up for the swap. And he only brought 2 pair, and I was the first person to see them. And basically nobody had a chance to buy them because I got them immediately. So yeah, this fish is amazing. The females seem to be less timid, for sure. The other male is kind of hiding up in here, up in the hornwort there. And I got a lot of hornwort. A lot of this I'm going to actually explain right now. I got this needle Java fern, Crypt Wendelov, I think. Cryptocorn Wendelov, I believe it's called. Got that, plus a bunch of other Java ferns. The guy was doing a deal. I mean, I think I got 4 or 5 Java ferns and 2 crypts for $20. So you really can't beat that deal. That's why I love the swaps. And then I got a huge bag of hornwort right here for, I think it was $7. So it's crazy what, you know, these people that are growing the plants, and it's easy for them. And I've never had hornwort, so I was like, yeah, that's a good cover plant. And yeah, other than that, there's guppy grass in here, of course, as I've propagated it to many tanks. And yeah, so a CARES species fish. It actually looks really good. It's kind of hard to see. He's back there, the male. They have like this split fin. Oh, there he is right there. Yeah, he's got a split fin. Dorsal fin, which is really unique. The body shape is really unique. It's got dots on it. The pattern can be different from male to male, and then it goes from like normal color, like beige, to like golden towards the end of the tail. It's actually a very awesome looking fish, and I'm surprised it's not more in the hobby. Okay, so from there, the ultimate goal, of course, would be to actually breed those guys and get them going. So I'll do an update on those guys once they actually get more comfortable and want to come out more. This is only the second day, and I'm just happy they're eating and, you know, being active. Over time, they'll get better and better. Now, let's go over here, which is, I'm going to turn on the light for a second so you guys can see. This is yet another rack that I added. And there's supposed to be 3 10-gallons on the bottom. I actually made my own lids here, if you see. I made my own glass lids, which they actually turned out really good. I'm really happy with that. Just the glass cutter was actually pretty easy, but this was the biggest find for the actual swap for me, was these guys right here. The more common name that you probably would have seen them called by is the trout Goodid. They're ilyodon furcidens. And this in particular was from, let me see here, let's focus. This was from 1990 Shed Aquarium Stanley Domanowski to Kurt Bitterling. And I'm covering up his phone number. I'm not going to leak his phone number, you know what I mean? So ESUILYFU1. So I forgot what ESUs mean, but I got to look that up. I'm going to turn off the light again so we can less glare. So these guys right here are amazing. They are so gorgeous. I absolutely love them. I did reach out to Greg Sage to try to get them from him because he's kind of like line bred them to be more colorful. Okay, I had to turn out the light to that other tank because it was causing so much glare. But yeah, so these fish are absolutely amazing. Look at that color. Look at that color. So Greg Sage actually has a line that has more color. I guess the females are mostly different. They have more color in their tails. Like, that's a female right there. But if you ask me, the color of these fish are really good. Man, I should have cleaned off the water spots. That's terrible. But anyway, yeah, these guys look amazing. I mean, they're really... It's like having little trout in here yourself. What was cool is there was only one baby in the bag, which I thought was interesting. When I brought them home, you know, that one baby was in here. I knew that. And I went to go feed them earlier today, and there were 4 babies in here. So one of the females in here actually had babies last night sometime. So that's crazy because the gestation period for Goodieds is 60 days. It takes 60 days for them to actually like have the babies, and the amount of fry is a lot less than what a guppy or another live bearer would be. It would be like somewhere around the range of like 3 to 10 fry compared to, you know, a guppy can have how many fry? A lot. So a guppy or an endler or whatever can have a lot. So you know, it's definitely slower going with a colony of these fish, any of the Goodieds, and I'm in love with them. I'll be honest with you. These fish are super active. They weren't shy at all, and these are part of the actual fish swap things I got as well. And this was ilyodon, I think. Someone was selling a huge bag of this for only $3. And that's part of the other part of the hornwort that I got. But yeah, you can probably see there is a baby up there. Let me see if we can see him. Let's see. There it is right there. You can see it. It's barely noticeable. But that's how big. That's 1 day old. It's like a ½ inch big. Really, really big for a fry. I mean, look at that. Right there. I'm trying to focus in on it. There it is, right there. Yeah. There, I can see 2 of them right now. Yeah, so it's 1 day old fry. They're ½ inch long already. And I did see them eat a little bit as well, so that's awesome. Then I actually do have orange shrimp down here. I'll show a picture of what the actual males look like, but the guy that sent them to me sent such small fish. Like, they're so small that, you know, you can't even see them in here. You can barely find them. So it's going to be a long wait to get these guys going. But if it goes well, I should have really good orange Neocaridina. There's nothing in this one. I have yellow Neocaridina coming. But the guy waited. The seller wanted to wait until Wednesday to ship them. The shipping label was created Monday. He didn't ship them until Tuesday or Wednesday. And, yep, they got lost. They said in transit, arriving late. So I was just like, man, the COVID has made shipping things so, especially with fish and shrimp and whatever, it's made it so difficult. So, yeah, who knows if those shrimp are going to arrive alive or not. Because he was trying to get it to get to me, you know, by Friday or Saturday. Well, it's supposed to be delivered Saturday, but then something happened, and the post office, I don't believe, works on Sunday, so that's an extra day. That's definitely what you want to avoid. It's a very noob move, I would say, because I've shipped fish, and I always try to ship them out Monday just in case, so they don't get stuck over the weekend. So, man, let's just cross my fingers that those shrimp actually make it alive to me. If it was since Wednesday, it hasn't been too bad, I guess. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It'll be like 6 days in the mail if it arrives Monday, but if it's still lost on Monday, I mean, I don't know if they're going to make it or not. So we'll see. Hopefully they do come in and they're actually okay. So that's basically it. I got so much stuff from the swap. Oh, I even got one piece of coral, believe it or not. One second, let me show you that. One guy had saltwater coral there, and this is something I was looking for called pulsing xenia. It's like these little arms that actually like go out and grab stuff, right? And it's pretty cool looking, and it's usually easy to grow. They actually say that these actually will filter the water. So it's actually good to put them in your tank, whether you put them in a refugium or whatnot. Look at the puffer. Look at the puffer. Hey, buddy. Hey, bud. Definitely have to do an update video on this. I did get over marine ick or velvet. Had to dose the tank for an entire month straight. But we got through it. We did lose some fish. So I'll have another update on that later. So anyway, guys, that's 2 new racks. I don't know what I should put in the third rack, or I don't know what I should put in the empty 10-gallon that's over here. It's sad to say that most of these fish stores nowadays, it's rare to find guppies or anything like that that's just not assorted. Like, you go to a place and it says assorted guppies, assorted platies, assorted mollies, assorted swordtails. And someone who loves, Livebearers like me is just like, why are you doing that? So, I know, I'm probably going to end up having to go online. I'm thinking blue star endlers in this tank right here. I already do have the cobra endlers, and they've been so good for me. I have tried doing guppies in the past, and the guppies grew so slow. And the endlers are just, by comparison, it's not even, it's so easy by comparison. Like, the endlers have been so good for me. So, anyway, guys, that is really going to do it for the video. These are such rare finds. I am so happy right now that I got these guys. Oh, and a bonus, they don't even need a heater. You don't even need a heater with these fish. They actually prefer, like 65 to 75 degrees. My basement is like 68. It's like perfect for them, So these guys are just, they're really good. Really good for a pond type of event, set them out in the pond. If I get a bunch by next summer, I'm definitely putting them out in the pond, 100%. I will get a huge, 300-gallon tote and just put a bunch of them out there. That'll be awesome. So, anyway, guys, that is going to do it for the video. Sorry it's been so late since I uploaded. I know it's been a while. So, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.